Alright, let us discuss this problem together. How do we obtain the value of x? First, let's make this whole guy to be equals to u and this guy to be equals to v. So let u is equals to square root of 1 minus 1 over x, and this whole guy v equals to square root of x minus 1 over x. This equation now becomes u plus v equals to x. So let's call this equation 1. We will now consider u and v. For u is equals to square root of 1 minus 1 over x. When we take the square of both sides, we're going to have u square equals square root of 1 minus 1 over x all square. So u square is equals to, this bigger square root takes care of these two. So we are left with 1 minus 1 over x. We call this equation 2. So let's consider the second case, v. v is equals to square root of x minus 1 over x. Squaring both sides, we're going to have v square equals square root of x minus 1 over x all square. So v square is equals to, this bigger square root takes care of these two. We have x minus 1 over x. So we just call this equation 3. So now subtract equation 2 minus 3, equation 2 minus equation 3. That will be u square minus the left hand side, v square is equals to the right hand side of equation 2, 1 minus 1 over x minus the right hand side of equation 3, x minus 1 over x. U square minus v square is equals to 1 minus 1 over x minus times x, that is negative x, minus times negative 1 over x, that is plus 1 over x. Clearly 1 over x cancels negative 1 over x. So we have u square minus v square equals to 1 minus x. Let's call this the fourth equation. Now from equation 1, what do we have as equation 1? That is simply u plus v is equals to x. U plus v equals to x. Suppose we multiply both sides by u minus v. We're going to have u minus v times u plus v equals x times u minus v. But from this formula, a square minus b square equals to a minus b times a plus b. So this left hand side now will now become u square minus v square equals to x times u minus v. But what is u square minus v? That is exactly 1 minus x. So we are going to replace u square minus v with 1 minus x equals to x times u minus v. Let's divide both sides by x. We're going to have 1 minus x over x equals to x times u minus v over x. X takes care of each other. We are now left with u minus v equals to 1 minus x over x. U minus v is equals to, this guy could be written as 1 over x minus x over x. So u minus v is equals to 1 minus 1 because s cancels x. Let's call this equation 5. Now from equation 1 and 5, equation 1 says u plus v is equals to x. U plus v equals to x. This is equation 1. And equation 5, that is exactly what we have here. U minus v equals 1 over x minus 1. So let's subtract these two equations. U minus u, that is 0. V minus minus v, that is plus 2v equals x minus this whole guy, 1 over x minus 1. So we have 2v equals to x minus times 1 over x, that is negative 1 over x, minus times 1, that is plus 1. You will observe that this guy, x minus 1 over x, it looks familiar. That is exactly what we have here. Equation 3, v square is equals to x minus 1 over x. So we are going to replace x minus 1 over x with v square. So we're going to have 2v equals v square plus 1. Let us transfer this to the right hand side. We're going to have v square minus 2v plus 1 equals to 0. But this left hand side is the same thing as v minus 1 all square equals to 0. That is, if you expand this, you will get v square minus 2v plus 1. So this implies when we take the square root of both sides, we have v minus 1 equals to 0. So this implies that v is equals to 1. Let's take notes of this guy. Since v is equals to square root of x minus 1 over x, this is from our assumption. That is, from this guy, v is equals to square root of x minus 1 over x. So let's proceed further. But what is v? V is 1. So we have 1 equals to square root of x minus 1 over x. Squaring both sides, we have 1 square is equals to square root of x minus 1 over x all square. 1 square is 1 equals this square root takes care of these two. We are left with x minus 1 over x. So let's multiply both sides by x. We're going to have x is equals to x times x, that is s squared, minus x times 1 over x, that is 1. Rewriting this, we're going to have x squared minus x minus 1 equals to 0. We can now solve this using quadratic formula. So record that x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4az over 2a. This is the quadratic formula. So from here, our a is 1 and our b is -1 and c is equals to -1 also. So x is equals to, so let's plug all these values here. We have negative times, what is b? B is -1 plus or minus square root of, what is b? B is -1 all square minus 4 times, what is a? Is 1 times c? C is -1 over 2 times 1. So x is equals to minus times minus 1, that is 1, plus or minus square root of -1 all square, that is 1, minus times 4 times -1, that is plus 4 over 2. So x is equals to 1 plus or minus square root of 5 over 2, which implies that x is equals to 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, or 1 minus square root of 5 over 2. If you plug this in your calculator, 1 minus square root of 5 over 2 will give you a negative answer, which is less than 0. So this guy is not part of our solution. Therefore, x is equals to 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, which is called golden ratio. So this is the required solution. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit a like button. If you didn't, hit a like button for me anyways. Alright, see you in the next video.